So I hope all of you all are ready. So let's start on with an introduction related to our reading. All right. So we have three parts. We all know about that. And we have reading part A, part B, and part C. So I believe all of us are well familiarized with reading part A, B, and C. In reading part A, we have 15 minutes and we have to complete 20 questions. Reading part B, reading part B and reading part C, we have 45 minutes each. And reading part B basically deals with 6 short workplace extracts, and part C has 2 long passages. So what is the method that we use in part B? Does anyone have an idea? I have given one clue here. Does anyone have an idea?
QAT method.
QAT.
QAT method.
Yes.
QAT.
Yes, thank you. Please mute in your mics. So we have QAT method for reading part B. So let me take some questions with each one of you all, and if you all have any doubts, you can ask me after the session. So the first question for reading part B is basically, what did we learn just now, or what have our father taught us? He has taught us about QAT method, and we read the question first, then we read the answer options and go to the text. So here in our question we have, abuse in nursing homes has several causes, but what issue does this article concentrate on? So here, basically, when we look at this particular question, we can understand that it is talking something about nursing homes. And here in the question, it's written very clearly, which I have marked in green color. But what issue? So it's talking about one particular issue. And that's the reason I have given a number 1 here. So this question is talking about nursing homes, and it is talking about one single issue that this particular article is concentrating on. Now we go to the answer options. So the first one is, too many people are living in nursing homes rather than staying in their own homes. The second option is, insufficient experienced and considerate staff and no compulsory staffing level requirements. The third option is, too many hazards that allow the resident to be injured, such as water features and heaters. Now we go to the text. So this is a text. Can anyone read the text for me?
The shocking abuse in our nursing homes. According to the most recent 2011 to 2012 reports on the operation of the Aged Care Act 1997, there are 187,941 people living in 2,725 residential aged care facilities across Australia. There are many cases, too many, where death in nursing homes are hastened by the poor standard of care in recent years. There have been instances of residents starved, burned, drowned, or even strangled while in care. Part of the problem is the lack of supervision of the residents by caring capable staff. It stands to reason that a patient could not have fallen into the water fountain at her nursing home if she had keeping an eye on things. Linda Salterrail of the community-based aged care crisis team says many people are amazed
Thank
when
you. Rani, thank you so much. So basically, the best part of reading part B or any part is you just have to understand the strategy. Okay, so you don't have to read the entire text. So when Rani had explained about she read the half of it. Okay, from keeping an eye on things, we have already got an answer there. Okay, so here we have. See here. Now, there are many cases, okay, hastened by the poor standard of care. In recent years, there have been all those things, of residents starved, burned, drowned, even strangled. So we have got the clue from the topic sentence itself. Okay. And then we just have to, confirm our answer. So already we have the options in mind. Okay. What are our options? The first one was too many people are living in the nursing homes. The second one was insufficient and unexperienced staff. And the third one was too many hazards. Okay, so our text is talking about hazards, no doubt. But what is the main thing that they are concentrating here? Main thing that they're concentrating here is the unsupervision of the staff. I hope it is clear. So here, part of the problem is lack of supervision of the residents, and it stands to reason that a patient could not have fallen into water at her nursing home if she had been properly supervised. So here, when we come to the question again, so what is the abuse or what is that particular issue? Now, let me give you a trick here. Okay. So now they are asking about one single thing. Okay. Now here in part A, the answer option A, they are telling too many people are living in nursing homes. So they are talking about many. It's plural form. Okay. You just have to keep in mind it is plural form. And our question is asking about one particular thing. Now, coming to the next option, insufficient, experienced, considerate staff. If you keep an eye on that particular sentence, it's talking about one particular issue. If it was insufficient, experienced, and considerate staff, then that would have not been an answer. But here it is talking about one particular issue, not about one staff, one particular issue. Now let's go to option C. Too many hazards that allow the residents to be injured, such as water features and heaters. Yes, it's talking about hazards, but it's not talking, the text is talking about hazards, but here in the question, they're asking about one particular thing. And here they're talking about too many hazards. So we can understand that that is also not an answer. So the correct answer for this particular question is option B, that is insufficient experience and considerate staff. Now, one more beautiful thing about this particular text is the whole text is talking about this particular option. I hope you all are understanding. All the whole paragraph is talking about this particular thing. So when you read from the topic sentence and when you just take a glance, you will get this answer again and again coming to you. So here, the correct answer is option B. Okay. Now, what two ideas are there about education? What two ideas are there about education that could increase the number of nurses from Aboriginal, Torres, Strait Islander populations? Now, let me tell you all one thing here. When it comes to OET reading, we don't have to understand every single sentence over here. When we try to do that, we become more nervous and we become very anxious over here. But what we need to keep in mind is that we are not going to write any PhD examination for OET. We just have to understand what that particular answer is. It's just for a short term period. So when we have the text, that is the importance of skimming and scanning. We just skim and scan, we have the keywords with us. We have an idea from the question, and then we just go and skim and scan on that particular issue itself. when we try to read the entire part, okay, or when we try to read the entire text, first of all, our time is wasted. Second of all, second thing is we will nervous again and again. We will be anxious again and again. So the main thing of OET is you don't have to understand the entire thing. We are not going to write or do any research on OET. We just have to find out the answer for that particular exam. That is it. Okay. So here, what are they telling about the question? In the question, what are they telling? They are telling what two ideas are there about education. So we need to understand, or we need to find out two ideas that they are talking about education, and related to what? Related to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander population. So what are they trying to understand? Two ideas related to education that could increase the number of nurses from this particular community. So what are our options? There need to be apprenticeship for indigenous people to work in different healthcare settings, and nursing needs to give extra educational support to Aborigine and Torres Strait Islander nursing students. Option B, there need to be special pathways into nursing education for indigenous people and more Aborigine and Torres Strait Islanders working in early education. And the third one is option C, nurse education around the health of Aborigines and Torres Strait Islanders need to be culturally appropriate. Indigenous people and early education is needed to increase the educational achievement for indigenous people. So when we get these kind of options, we all will be confused, correct? So what we need to do, we don't have to understand the entire thing. We just have to take the keywords. Now here, what is a keyword, or what is the idea that you are trying to get from option A? Here it is, there need to be apprenticeships for indigenous people. And the second thing they're talking about is nursing needs to give extra educational support. In option B, they are talking something about special pathways into nursing education. And option C, they are talking something about the nurse education, and they are talking about the need of some culture relation part they are talking about in option C. Okay, so now we have understood the options. Now we go to the text. We read the topic sentence, the need to increase indigenous nursing population. Now here, so now we don't have to read the entire thing. We have some idea. We have seen something like cultural appropriate, right? We have seen something about nursing education. So we can take that and we can come and check our answers here. So here we are trying to identify the correct answer with the help of keywords. And recently, Father had even taught us about, the signposting and clues. If you have missed that session, please attend it on YouTube. So you will have a clear picture of how to get answers in a quick manner. So here we have, in the fifth line, there aren't too many Aboriginal nurses in Australia. Education is appalling. Appalling means shocking. And he argues it is important to begin by getting a critical mass of Aboriginal people in healthcare sector, jobs such as ward clerks, cleaners, patient care, where they can support each other. Once we have a large critical mass in system, can hope that this will form a pool of potential employees to go to do another health work like nursing professor. So when we read this, a normal person like you and me, we will be in our own world because we will not understand anything. So that is the reason we should identify keywords. So how did I get this answer? I went to the third line. Over there, it was talking about culture, but it is not supporting our third option there. Okay. Then I read little more in further. So I got this line. He argues it is important to begin by getting a critical mass of Aboriginal people into healthcare sector, jobs such as wards, clerks, cleaners, patient carers, so that they can support each other. And the next line, it is saying that after they are well versed with the system, then they can do some other work, other health work like nursing professor. So let's see what is there in our question and answer. Here, here we have option A. There need to be apprenticeships for indigenous people to work in different healthcare settings, and nursing needs to give extra educational support. Then we have, there need to be special pathway into nursing education for indigenous people, for more Aborigine and Torres Strait working in early education. But I felt that there is some kind of grammatical error in this question, because when this answer option, because whenever I was trying to read, I didn't understand anything. So I remembered our mentor telling that if there is any kind of grammatical error, if you find somewhere, then you can always think that, you know, that might not be the answer. Then nurse education around the health of Aborigines and Torres Strait Islanders need to be culturally appropriate. Here, I saw something in the text about culture, our culturally appropriate, but it is not supporting the text at all. So option A is a correct answer because it is talking about apprenticeships for indigenous people to work, because they were giving different kind of work like clerk and all those things. So different type of work in the healthcare settings, and nursing needs to give extra educational support. So they were talking about nursing education also over there. So that is the reason option A is the correct answer. So option B is a no, option C is a no, because both of them are not matching our text. And option A is the correct answer because they are talking about two main ideas. One is the need for apprenticeships, and the second one is the nursing needs related to extra educational support. Coming to the third question. Now, this is a super easy question and it is very interesting, not like our first and second one. So this memo outlines the advice for people traveling to PNG about polio boosters and vaccines. What is the risk of polio outbreak unfurling in Australia? So here we have to identify a particular risk. So we have three options. First option is the risk is low because Australia has good border control measures in place. Option B, the risk is high because the population is widespread. And option C, the risk is low because Australia has means to manage cases of polio. So option A, it's talking about the risk is low and Australia has some good border controls. Option B is talking that the risk is very much high because the population is too much. And option C is talking about the risk being low because Australia has good ways to manage polio. So let's go to our text. So here in our text, we are having the government of Papua New Guinea is working with partners including WHO and UNICEF, including contracting, trace, testing, and vaccination polio, which is very unlikely to spread in Australia because of high rates of vaccine coverage, good sanitation, and quality and ability health system to respond cases. So from the first sentence itself, we have got an answer that Australia is trying to take care of some measures, and that measures are very good. And because of that, the cases of polio are not there. Unlikely. Unlikely means it's not going to happen. So we have got our answer very clearly. But we can just confirm it. Now, before moving on to the question, I just want to give some information, an add-on information. Like we all must be thinking, what is unlikely? I know many of you all must be having this doubt. So what is unlikely? What is likely? What is seldom? What is often? So in our passage, we had unlikely, right? So unlikely means not likely to happen. It is doubtful, improbable. Okay, means it's not going to happen. It's not. Likely means probably, it might happen. Seldom, not often, very rare, and often means many times and frequently. So let's come back to our question. So we know what is unlikely now, right? So here, what is the risk? The risk is low because Australia has good border control measures in place. The risk is high because the population is widespread, and the risk is low because Australia has means to manage cases of polio. So can any one of you tell me what is the correct answer here?
C.
Yes. Thank you, Shinal. Correct. Why? Because the risk is low because Australia has means to manage cases of polio. So we have option A as a wrong one, option B is again a big no, and option C is the correct answer. Now coming to the fourth one. So here, what approach will the research team take to try and reduce the frequency and effects of strokes on a person? So what is that particular approach that they are trying to take so that they can, reduce the effects of stroke on a patient? So we have options. They will provide personalized and specific assistance to people at risk of stroke. They will give 7 simple medications to people at risk of stroke and monitor the effects. They will have people at risk trying our different treatments to see which is the most effective in long run. So the first option is talking about provide personalized and specific assistance. Okay. Option B is telling about some 7 simple medications. And option C is trying to tell us about, helping people to take different type of treatments. So let's go to our text. So here in our text, we have two classifications.
Our energy hypothesis that targeted and less long-term support will result in significantly. Our overarching
Can you
hypothesis is
please
that
unmute? Can you please mute your mic, Vijay? Thank you. So here we have two texts. First is the effect of healthy lifestyle changes on stroke risk in adult with cardiovascular disease. And the second one, our overarching hypothesis is that targeted and individualized long-term support will result in significantly reduced rate, all those things. So we don't have to read the entire thing. Okay. So here we saw something in our option about 7 simple medications. Am I correct? So here in our text, we can see something related to 7, correct? Here they're talking about some live, simple 7 LSS approach. They are not talking about any medication here. So we know that the option related to the medication part is a wrong answer. Then the next one is they're talking something about cost effective, but they are not trying to tell that they are not telling that they have to try any other treatments and then they will find out what is cost effective. No, they're not talking about that also. So let's see what is our answer. Option B is not the correct answer because they are not talking about simple medications. They are talking about 7 simple approach. So option B is not the correct answer. Option C is again not the correct answer because they are not talking about any different treatments. They are talking about something related to cost effective, but they are not talking about any treatments. So it is not matching our text. But option A it is a correct answer because they're talking about personalized and specific assistance to people at risk of stroke. Let me show you the sentence here, which is marked in green. Our overarching hypothesis is that targeted and individualized long-term support will result in significantly reduced rate and risk factors for morbidity and mortality from stroke. So from this particular sentence, we can identify that option A is the correct answer. I hope it is clear to all. Let's move on to the fifth one. So here, according to this article, how often are antimicrobial drugs inappropriately prescribed in Australian nursing homes? So here, we have to keep things in mind that what do we have to go and find out in the text? Can anyone tell me? We have the questions here that we have keywords like often, antimicrobial drugs, and inappropriately. So when we go to the text, what will we see in the text? Can any one of you all tell me with the help of this particular question? What will we go and find in the text? Something
You can see
related.
the numbers, percent.
Numerical number.
Sorry. According to question number 5, can any one of you all just unmute and tell me what will we go and look into the text?
Timings are numbers.
Exactly. We will be looking for some kind of numbers. Great. Thank you so much. Then anything else? Something that I have highlighted.
Frequency.
Colors.
Frequency.
Yeah, frequency. Okay, fine. But something which you can see.
Drugs.
Exactly. No, see your question here. It is question number 5. According to this article, how often are antimicrobial drugs inappropriate prescribed in Australian nursing homes? Okay, now I'll give you one clue. I'll give you a hint. Okay, I have marked something in green color on my question, right? You can see on the screen. So what will you go and find out in the text?
Any antimicrobial drug?
Drugs.
Exactly. This is what actually I wanted you all to know. So you will go and search for something called as antimicrobial. You will not go and read the entire text. Okay. Now we have options. Option A, 10% of the time. Option B, 25%. And option C is 50%. Okay. So I know many of you all have told numbers because you all had seen the options. But first of all, we need to find out the keywords from the question and then we need to check on with the answer options. Now let's go to the text. So here in our text, we have to go and search for antimicrobial drugs. So my eyes have gone to the antimicrobial drugs and that is what I have highlighted in blue color. And they are trying to say that one in 4 antimicrobial drugs were inappropriately prescribed in Australian hospitals and half the prescription given in nursing homes were inappropriate. So do you have any idea what can be our answer? Okay, I'll give you one clue. Okay.
It will be 50%.
Exactly. Just
25.
sorry, who told 25? Can you please tell me your name?
Asmita.
Why did you say 25? Okay, let's go to our text.
1 in 4.
Okay, see, it's 1 in 4 means you're talking something about antimicrobial drugs were inappropriately prescribed in Australian hospitals and half the prescription. Half means 50%. Okay, half the prescription given in nursing were inappropriate. So something related to inappropriate, they are telling half the prescription. So we can guess our answer very correctly that option C is the correct answer because half the prescription which is inappropriate means 50%. Half is not 10%, half is not 25%. half is 50%. So this is how we can get the answer. Okay. So when we try to follow these particular tricks, we will not waste our time reading the entire text. Again and again, let me remind you, we are not conducting any kind of research on OET. We just have to find out the answer and give. So this is how we can save our time. Now coming to the last question, the HPV vaccine program reduces the incidence of what? So here, what should we go and search in the text? Can someone unmute and please tell me? Can
Any
Vaccination
condition,
programs.
Condition.
any conditions,
any condition?
any
Okay.
disease.
Leave about the answer options. Just go through the question. That is, the HPV vaccination program reduces the incidence of what? So from the question, what will you go and search?
Vaccination program.
Exactly, Fiji. We will be going and searching for vaccination program. Okay. And we have our options to support, that is sexually transmitted disease, genital warts, and herpes. Now let's go to the text. So here in the text, can you see anywhere something related to vaccination program or a program of vaccination? Can anyone tell me which line has it?
Second last.
Exactly. We are having it in the second last. A program of vaccination against HPV types 16 and 18, as well as types 6 and 11, which have a lower risk of causing cancer, but associated with 90% of genital warts. So here, the text is trying to be a little tricky, but as our mentor always says, we have to be smart enough. Here they are telling that a program of vaccination against, okay, and HPV 16, 18, 16, 11, we don't have to understand about that. It is not, related to us. We just have to understand what particular disease condition will be reduced. So they are telling that cervical, this particular program for vaccination, it can have a lower risk of causing cancer, but it will work against what? 90% of genital warts. So here we got the answer. Okay, now this is something which I just want to show it to you all. When on our platform, if you, many people say, right, that you have to prepare slides and all those things. So I have just tried to show you all that you can write it and then you can just underline it, because many people, many of y'all or many of us, including me, we say that, we cannot look at the phone, or, we don't have printer at home, but we can also study this way. We can write the paragraph and we can try to highlight it. So this also can be used in as a slide. So I just wanted to show it here, because when the discussions are there on Telegram, on the main group, when we say that, we have to prepare slides, everyone are really worried about the slides. So this is also another way where we can use slides to study OET. So here it's talking about testing for human papilloma virus, and we have the answer here. A program of vaccination against HPV types 16 and 18, as well as types 6 and 11, which have a lower risk causing cancer. But now, but is a model verb here. But is, trying to show a contrast over here. Not a model exactly. It's trying to show something in contrast. So they are telling that this particular vaccine, it has a lower risk causing cancer, but again, a contrast, are associated with 90% of genital warts. So this particular statement is trying to say that the program, which is the vaccination program, is trying to work against genital warts. So the correct answer is B, that is genital warts. Now, when us, we will be confused about what is model verbs. So we have done with the 6 questions. I hope it is clear. If you all have any doubt, we can go back to the slides. Now, there is one more thing that I wanted to add on, which is model verbs. So many of us are confused when we listen to model verbs, especially when we are beginners. So even when I was very new to this platform, when I heard about model verbs, I thought it is something very new. So, but actually, our father has explained, our mentor has explained us very nicely about what is model verb. When you find words like can, may, should, must, okay, so these are model verbs. Now, let me give you an example. Suppose in the text, if it is written, it is necessary that Siji should wear uniform. It is necessary that Siji should wear uniform. And in our question, it is written, Siji must wear uniform. So we can get the correct answer option. Must and necessity is one and the same. So we know that two sentences are the same. So this is how they try to trick us in our OET exam. So they in the text they will be telling necessary, but in our question they will be telling must, or in the text they will be telling must, and in the question they will be telling necessity. So this is model verbs, and model verbs are something that tries to tell us about the chances of possibility, like can, could, ability, possibility, permission. Okay. When in the text you find may, it means might, possibility. When in the text, if you find something like should means it is given for an advice or a recommendation or a suggestion. Must means something surely that you have to do, necessity, obligation. So I know many of you all may not understand even right now because many of you all are big. But do not worry, when you will keep on practicing it with patience, I can guarantee tell you that OET is not a difficult task, and you will gradually fall in love with OET. The only thing is that you should have patience while you practice, and don't do extra hard work. As our mentor tells us, do smart work instead of hard work. I hope all the slides are clear to all of you all. Thank you all for your cooperation. Thank you once again.